Peace, 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 peace. It's Andrew, the Promised Child, once again. How we doing, brothers and sisters? Thank you for tuning in. So listen, right? I'm reading this article right here by Yahoo Finance, and it's on Jeff Bezos, right? If you don't know who Jeff Bezos is the founder of Amazon. He's the founder of Amazon, multi-billionaire. And this article stood out to me, right? Because it's very important. And it says Jeff Bezos urges Generational Z entrepreneurs to gain work experience before launching startups, right? So that's very interesting. In 2025, a lot of people just jump into business, and there's nothing wrong with that because I'm a huge advocate on just starting, right? But Jeff Bezos is saying get work experience before you start a business. And that's very important, right? Because before I started doing retail, right, selling body oils, shirts, things of that nature, and before I got into the retail business, I did used to work at a place called BJ's Wholesale Club. If you ever heard of that before, it's similar to Costco's, it's similar to Sam's Club. And just working there, I learned a lot. Like when I first got the job there, I just needed the money. I remember I was in school and I just needed a job. Like I'm like, yo, I need me a job. And my teacher ended up knowing some people at BJ's Wholesale Club, like the managers there, and she was like, yo, I could get you a job. That was like, how old was I? I was like 21 years old at the time. And when I got there, I'm like, yo, I just need some money. Y'all know how that go. You're not really getting the job to actually learn about the company that you're working for. You getting the job because you need some money. So looking back on it, I'm like, yo, I learned a lot. So in BJ's Wholesale Club, when you first get in there, right? I think like they got the TVs at the front. They got like an eye doctor place at the front where they rent out like the eye doctor place. They rent out a section in there. Then you got to walk past all this stuff, right? It's a whole bunch of stuff you walk past before you can get to the bread, before you can get to like the deli. What what is that telling you? When most people come to BJ's Wholesale Club, right? 9 times out of 10, you go in there to get you something to eat. To make groceries, right? Get you some bread, make groceries, get you some water. The water is all the way in the back. So when you get there, you walk past all this stuff. Your mind is like, look, when I get there, I'm gonna get me some lunch meat. I'm gonna get me some water. I'm gonna make me some groceries. I'm gonna get this. Next thing you know, you didn't stop. You look to your right. You look to your left. You got all this stuff that you won't even thinking about. You know what I'm saying? You weren't even thinking about buying this stuff, but that's why they set it up like that. They set it up like that because they already know, okay, you wasn't thinking about this stuff. Your main goal is to go make groceries. But now you look to the right, some t-shirts. You know what? I do need some t-shirts. Then you look to the left, they might got some candles or something. You're like, you know what? I do need me some candles. Or I do want me some candles. So that just teaches you how to set up your business, how to sell, how to bring people in. Okay, I know this what you want, but these are the other things that I'm going to sell to you. So that's one of the things that I learned. Another thing that I learned because I was working in the deli, you got lunch meat that they bought from other people, and then you got lunch meat that they produced on their own, right? So you could buy. I think you got the Wesley Farms brand, and it was I forgot the name of the other brand, but you got two different brands. So what we produce our own, but we gonna buy others. So you got a variety, right? So when you get in business, especially when you're doing retail, you want a variety. You want something that you made yourself, and then other brands that you buy as well. So at BJ's Wholesale Club, it's a variety of different brands. You got Pepsi there, you got Coca-Cola there, you got Deer Park there. You know what I'm saying? You got Fiji water there. You got this type of water, that type of water, this type of soda, that type of soda. So it shows you variety of products because when people walk in the store, they want a variety. So they don't just have one thing in the store. They don't just have Deer Park. They're not just focusing on Deer Park. They have a variety, right? So let's finish reading this article. And like I told you, you can pull it up on Yahoo Finance. So let's read some more. Don't just have one thing. As the old folk used to say, don't put your eggs in one basket. Because if technology slow up, then food might pick up. But then let's say food sales slow down. Just use an example. Food sales slow down, technology pick up. Then if the technology and the food sales slow down, then the paper products pick up. You know what I'm saying? Or then the hygiene products pick up. So you always want to have a variety. You don't want to just stick with one when you in the retail grocery industry. You want to, because everybody don't like the same thing. People want different things. That's why I use it. Some people rather drink Deer Park than Fiji because Deer Park is cheaper than Fiji water. But some people rather drink Fiji water. They don't care how much it costs. So you still want to have a variety. All right, so let's finish reading this article. So Bezos highlights the importance of work experience for startup success. Last week during an interview at Italian Tech Week, Bezos emphasized that college dropouts like Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates are the exception rather than the rule for startup success. I always advise young people go work at the best practices companies somewhere you can learn a lot of basic fundamental things. How to hire really well, how to interview. See what I'm saying? So that's another thing that you learn when you go get a job. You learn how to hire people, right? You learn how to interview well. All right, so Amazon founder uses personal experience to advise young entrepreneurs. He pointed out that gaining practical experience first helped him launch Amazon at age 30, right? The extra 10 years of experience actually improved the odds that Amazon would succeed, he added. Bezos graduated summa cum laude from Princeton University, later found his aerospace company Blue Orient, which he described as the most important work he does. AI work ethic and job market shifts insights from Bezos, Cuban, and Goodwill. Earlier this month, Bezos warned that AI was in a kind of an industrial bubble, but stressed its real potential to transform industries. Okay, so that's going into different things, right? So we just gonna stop there. So you do learn, like, okay, how did I get the job? What questions did the interviewer ask me, or what questions did the manager ask me? You know what I'm saying? Now, when you hire people, you know, all right, boom, I can ask this question. Another thing that I learned, because I used to work at Burger King as well, and studying Burger King had great location. Like where I was working at, the Burger King I was at had a dope location. Like, man, I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cars, probably thousands and thousands and thousands of cars are riding past that Burger King. You ain't got no choice but to see it. Also, another thing, working for different companies, it teaches you teamwork. So when I was working for fast food, one of the things that I paid attention to was you had two cashiers at the front. I was a cashier. So you got two cashiers at the front. Then you had the drive through. You had two people at the drive through. Then in the back, you had like four people. You have four people working in the back, like making the hamburgers and things like that. They on the grill. So it was four people in the back. So it teaches you teamwork. It teaches you cooperation. So when you start your business now, you understand teamwork, cooperation. You know what I'm saying? You learn about marketing. You learn about the importance of location. So yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. Ain't nothing wrong with getting the job and learn. So if you want to start a retail company, go work for Walmart. Study Walmart, study the products they have, study their pricing, study their promotion, study all that. Study how they're able to get a group of strangers to work together for a common cause, which is getting these products off the shelf and selling them. So study them. So I just wanted to get on here and talk to y'all about that. That stood out to me. I was reading this article as I went with you. So, like I said, go to Yahoo Finance if you want to go read that. But peace be to you. Make sure you subscribe, like, share this message to all your brothers, to all your sisters, to all your friends. Let them know ain't nothing wrong with getting the gig to learn. If you want to get into the food industry, go work for a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Go work for a restaurant and learn the ins and outs of that restaurant. Learn what they do, how they get customers, how they get products. Learn all that. You know what I'm saying? You like a fly on the wall. You know? So thank you for listening again. Peace.